you hold my hand, look me in the eyes. You and me, yeah, that's all I need, and I'll be alright. I'll be right here. I swear that I'll stay here with you. Hold me closer. I wanna stay here with you. All that we have is each other now. I promise I won't leave your side. Be who you are and you'll be enough. If you're giving me your love, giving me your love.
We are sitting outside waiting for it to be time to go in for dance. Come here, Jace.
5:28. Beep, beep, beep. Doggy.
My original plan today, I tried to go for a walk yesterday, but the kids refused to go for a walk, so I ended up just pacing the driveway for 25 minutes. And then I was like, my plan today was like, I'm gonna walk in the morning when it's cooler because it was too hot. But for one, I want to walk the trail at the school after I drop her off, since I'm already there and so I don't have to worry about cars and stuff. Like if we walk in the neighborhood, I constantly have to be looking for cars coming and going with Jace. So it would just be easier on a trail where I wouldn't have to worry about that. But I've honestly been having anxiety about walking through, like, it's not really the woods. It's like there's a patch of trees and the trail like zigzags through this like patch of trees, and I've just been having a lot of anxiety about walking there in the early morning because I don't want to see any creatures. So I've been overthinking it a lot, but I was gonna try to do it this morning, but then I ended up having to go to Walmart. So I was like, I'll just do my walk for the day during dance. However, it's hotter now than it was yesterday afternoon, I'm pretty sure. And it was drizzling on the way here, so it might start raining. I don't know. We'll see how this goes. Okay, so tried walking, but didn't even make it 20 minutes. Because at first I tried walking with Jace, but then he refused to go in the right direction.
I went to the local appliance store this morning, looking to get an estimate for what everything is going to cost.
And kept trying to go back to the car. So then I got the stroller out and I put him in the stroller, but spent like 5-10 minutes in the stroller before he was trying to climb out and started screaming. So I only got about 1,000 steps in. While I was walking, I did get an email that says London school pictures are ready, it looks like. Her first ever school pictures. I'm nervous. Wait. Can I not open them on my phone? Okay. The dress is crooked, but
yeah, we will stop here.
it's only one though. Which I still have to wait for the physical copies to get here. London's first school picture. Well, technically she had school pictures at her last school, but those were in a uniform. Okay. And this will be our first time actually ordering them and having them physically. She has her tongue in between her missing teeth spot. It would have helped, like that dress, the straps were originally connected to the shirt, but she apparently ripped them so that they weren't connected anymore. Otherwise, it wouldn't have been crooked. You don't need a straw, but you don't want to not use the straw. What am I supposed to do with that?
Mommy, look. And I can't walk.
Okay, so yesterday I had to quit vlogging because we had the absolute worst freaking McDonald's experience ever last night. They were busier than usual. They were taking forever. We're sitting at the table waiting. Kids are antsy. Ashlyn starts whining that she's hungry. And I tried explaining to her, like, they're cooking it. You just have to wait. I can't make them go any faster. Like, I was trying to explain it to her. And she's like, well, why can't you go get the food? And I'm like, because I can't. They have to cook it back there. I can't just go take food. So she kept whining about that. She just kept getting louder and louder. I mean, the whole McDonald's can hear her whining. And I explained it to her over and over again that I couldn't make them go any faster and we just had to wait for them to bring the food. And that she just needed to wait patiently and then we would eat and it would be fine. And I ordered 2 4-piece Happy Meals and a large 6-piece meal for myself. So she sits there whining the whole time. And at one point, it's like I explained it to her over and over and over again. And she just doesn't listen. So it's like after I've already tried explaining it to her so many times and she still continues to just repeat herself, I start to just tune her out because literally no amount of talking or reasoning or anything gets through to her when she is in one of her moods. Like, I could tell her exactly what she wants to hear and she still is going to find a reason to whine about it. So I start to tune her out. One of the workers comes up to me and is like, I'm so sorry about the wait. I'm gonna go make your stuff right now. I'm sorry that it's taking so long. And I'm like, it's okay. So she walks off for a few more minutes. Ashlyn's still whining. The lady comes back and she gave me an extra medium fry. She upgraded my 6-piece to a 10-piece. And instead of 1 large cup and 1 small cup, she gave me 2 large cups. Like, they're just giving me stuff. And they're like, oh, I gave you this and that because of the wait. I'm sorry you had to wait and this and that. I think it's just because I think it was out of pity, honestly. But we finally get the food, and I'm like, okay, cool. So I sit the boxes down in front of the girls, and Ashlyn goes, I'm hungry. And I'm like, okay, so eat. And she goes, well, what am I supposed to eat? And I was like, your Happy Meal that is sitting right in front of you. But I can't open the box. But the box isn't open. And I'm like, you literally, every single time we go to McDonald's, you open your box, you lay all your food out in your specific way, like she purposely just says these things that drive me nuts just to argue. And I'm like, just open your box and eat your food. London's opening her box and getting her toy out, so then that like convinces Ashlyn to open hers because she wants to get her toy. So Ashlyn starts pulling her stuff out. She tries to push, well, at one point she tried to push her food away, and I'm like, you literally were just whining for 20 minutes that you were hungry, but then as soon as you get your food, you refuse to eat it. It doesn't make any sense. Like, she contradicts herself all the time. When it's time to go get London, I have to force her to get into the car, and she throws a huge fit that she doesn't want to go when I have to go get London. So I have to force her into the car, and then I go get London and we get back home, and then she refuses to get out of the car. And it's like, you didn't even want to get in the car in the first place, and now I have to force you to get out of the car. Like, just so contradicting. She gets her toy out, and her and London are kind of playing with their toys, and London goes, Ashlyn, whose toy do you think is the cutest? And Ashlyn says, my toy's the cutest. And London says, no it's not, your toy's not cute. And then that sets Ashlyn off again, and Ashlyn's like, Mom, I don't like my toy. And I'm like, I'm sorry about your luck. She goes, well, what do I do if I don't like my toy? I said, I don't know, give it to your brother. I don't want to. Okay, then I guess throw it away. I don't want to. And I'm like, well, I don't really know what to tell you then. And she goes, but Mom, what do I do if I don't like my toy? I give her options again. She says no. I say, well, then I can't help you. So we go back and forth with that for a while, and then I get to the point where I have to tune her out because I'm not going to keep repeating myself when it literally goes in one ear and out the other. So she just keeps whining and keeps whining, and I'm like, Ashlyn, if you don't chill out and eat, we're going to go home. Like, no, I don't want to go home. Oh, okay, so eat. She continues whining and doing all, like, worried about her toy, this and that. And I say, okay, we're gonna leave. We're gonna take our food home and eat. And I start getting the stuff together for us to go. And Ashlyn starts screaming and crying, throwing a fit. I don't want to go home. I don't want to go home. I want to eat. Like, screaming inside of this McDonald's with a bunch of people inside. I felt humiliated. And then, like, a manager lady comes over and is like, what's going on? What's the problem? And I'm like, we're just gonna leave. We're gonna take our food and go eat at home. And she's like, no, don't leave, don't leave, stay. And she's like trying to talk to Ashlyn, and she's like, what's going on? Like, what's wrong? Do you want another chocolate milk? Or, like, what can I get for you? What do you want? And Ashlyn's like refusing to talk to her because she shuts down when strangers especially talk to her. So she's like just staring at her lap, wiping at her face, and the lady's trying to talk to her like, what's wrong, what do you want? And Ashlyn doesn't answer her, so she's like, okay, don't leave, just let me know if you need anything. And she goes to walk away, and like Ashlyn peeks back at her, and the lady's like, oh, now you can look at me? And she comes back over, and she like asks me her name and stuff, and she tries talking to her again. And she's like, did you not want chicken nuggets? Like, what's the problem? And I'm like, literally, who knows what the problem is? And so the lady goes back, and I'm like, okay, Ashlyn, this is your last chance. Either you can sit here and quietly eat your food, or we will go home. And she says, I don't want to go home. And I say, okay, so you need to sit here and be nice and eat your food. And she goes, but I don't have anything to dip it in. Her open ranch cup is literally sitting on the table right in front of her. And she says, but I don't have anything to dip it in. And I said, your ranch is right in front of you. No, it's not. And it literally is right in front of her. So then she wants to go back and forth about that. Still not eating, still whining, goes back to whining about the toy. So over it, obviously. I'm about to cry. I'm on the verge of tears. And I'm like, okay, I can't do this. We're gonna leave. So I start packing the stuff back up again. She starts screaming again. I throw away what needs to be thrown away. I'm trying to carry Jace. I've got my cup. I've got to carry like my food because we didn't have a bag. You know, we ordered food for there to eat there, so we didn't get a bag. They bring your food out on the tray. So I have no bag, so I'm trying to carry everything individually. And she's throwing a fit. I can't carry Jace and my food and carry Ashlyn's tantrum self out to the car. So I'm like, come on, let's go. I pull her out of the booth. I start walking to the front door, and she sits on the floor and refuses. So I just go towards the door, and then she gets up and follows me, screaming the whole time. Comes outside. I get London in the car. I'm trying to hurry up and get Jace in the car so that I can deal with Ashlyn. And Ashlyn's trying to freaking run from me in a parking lot. So I grab her and I put her in the car seat, kicking and screaming. And, oh, I forgot to mention that whenever the last time when I was like, we're just gonna leave, I was like, I kind of did get her to calm down for a second. I was like, we're just gonna go home. Like, do you want to stop by Momma's work? Because her work is right up the road from McDonald's. So I was like, do you just want to stop by Momma's work and talk? We'll stop by Momma's work and Momma will talk to you, or you can talk to Momma, or whatever. Do you want to talk to Momma? She said, yeah. And I was like, okay, so let's go get in the car and then we'll go stop by Momma's work and you can talk to Momma. Because for some reason, Momma's like one of the only people that can get through to her. But as soon as I like finish getting the stuff together and like, okay, now let's get out, she restarts screaming and refuses to come. And I'm like, you just said you wanted to talk to Momma, so let's go talk to Momma. Anyways, fast forward back to, I buckle her in the car, kicking and screaming.
Momma!
What? We drive up the road to Momma's work, and I send London inside, and I say, okay, go get Momma. London goes in, Momma comes out, and she comes up to the passenger window and is like, what's going on? And I explain the whole situation to her, and I'm like, I just can't do this right now. Like, I can't get through to her. Nothing that I do works. And I'm like starting to cry. Like, I try to, like, it doesn't matter how nice I am. It doesn't matter what I do. It just doesn't work, and I can never get through to her. And I'm like crying, and I'm shaking, like on the verge of having an anxiety attack. And Momma goes to talk to Ashlyn. The kids like to go inside the gas station and pick out like a drink and snacks and stuff. And London's asking to pick out a snack, and I'm like, well, you have to ask Momma. And then Ashlyn wants to. And so the girls go in there with her, and they both pick out their drinks and snacks and stuff and come back outside. And Momma gets them back in the car and tells her to be good and stuff, and that she'll talk to her when she gets off work and blah blah blah. And then Ashlyn was fine. We drove home, got inside, finished eating, and by that point I just needed to go to bed. It was rough. Like, we will not be going in Walmart, so we will not be going to eat in Walmart. I keep saying Walmart. We will not be going to eat in McDonald's for a very long time. That was insanity. And I know a lot of people will like to put blame on me and always say what I do wrong and I don't do enough, this and that, whatever. And I know that I'm not the perfect parent, and I know that I have things to work on, but I do try. Like, people say that she's acting out because she needs attention or whatever it is, but the thing is these behaviors aren't new. These behaviors started when she was a toddler. Like, started by like 2 years old, and at the time we just thought it was just normal toddler behavior. Like, we thought it was developmentally normal and that she would get older and it would be better. But as she's gotten older, it's only gotten worse. So it's not I don't think it's just her seeking attention or whatever that may be, which is, you know, why I decided to put her in therapy because I just haven't been able to get through to her. And I didn't know what to do anymore. I feel like she needs to be evaluated to see if anything else might be going on. Because she's 4, going on 5, and she should have grown out of the terrible 2s, you know? I put her into therapy to get her the help she needs. I'm trying to go to therapy to get myself the help that I need so that we can find a way to get past this. Because the past 3 years of mostly solo parenting and everything that's come along with that has just, it's been really hard, and it's taken a toll on all of us, and hopefully it won't be much longer until we can get back to some sort of normal, and have more structure and more routine, and things would hopefully get better then. And I just hope that once we're back together in a 2-parent household, I won't have to be stuck in survival mode anymore. Because that's how it is. I've literally just been stuck in survival mode for the past 3 years. But I feel like I'm not even surviving.
Mommy, I love HALARA.
What? Bite?
Give me love, give me all your love, give me all your love.